Namaste all. This is Suraj Pai and today I'm going to talk about an interesting topic. Today I'm going to talk about the Indian independence movement and more specifically on who gave us independence. Is it Gandhi or Bose? In our schools, we are often taught that it is due to Gandhi, Satyagraha, and his Ahimsa movement led by the Congress which gave us freedom. However, is it really so? Let us take a look back at our history. The Quit India movement started on August 8th and was started by Gandhi. He was inspired by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and he started the Quit India movement. In fact, the main slogan of the Quit India movement was do or die, which meant that you must fight for freedom or you must die fighting for freedom. This, however, was countered by other prominent leaders of the Congress, which included Jawaharlal Nehru and Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. However, this movement fizzled out in just 2 months. It just took 2 months for the entire movement to die down. As days before the movement had started, the main leaders of the Congress were arrested, including Nehru, Azad, Patel, and Gandhi himself. The people did protest for days and days. However, without the main leaders of the Congress, they had no choice but to call off the movement. Gandhi himself was released out of jail due to medical conditions. However, his heart changed. Instead of being inspired by Bose, he again regained his British loyalty. This showed that the Quit India movement was not efficient enough to free India. Then, what was the movement which led to the independence of India? Well, the answer is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and his INA. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, as we all know, escaped Kolkata in the year 1939, right when the Second World War started. He then went to Kabul by road, and then from Kabul he went to Russia, and from Russia he went to Italy, and from Italy he went to Germany. There he met Hitler and he created his new government in Germany known as the Azad Hind. He created his own government. He created the national flag, which was a modified Tiranga. Instead of the charkha, then he had put the image of a leaping leopard, and as that showed the sign of power. He then raised his army of of some soldiers some Indian soldiers who were kept as prisoners of war when the British fought Germany, and using these prisoners of war, he created a new army known as the INA, Indian National Army, or in Hindi, the Azad Hind Fauj. In all words, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was prepared for fighting for freedom. In fact, he knew what to set up for a new India after freedom. He had his government ready, he had even a national flag and an anthem ready. He then went to Japan, raised an army, continued raising his army, the INA, got even more soldiers, and also through Rash Bihari Bose made prepared the people of India that the INA was ready and it was coming to liberate India. As the Japan had already invaded Burma, the INA used Burma as its operational basis. What all operations it had to capture India was operated in Burma, now Myanmar. He had attacked two cities, Kohima and Imphal, and had liberated them for 2 days. They could only hold it for 2 days though, and the Britishers had recaptured Kohima and Imphal back. This, along with the Japanese defeat which occurred elsewhere in Korea, in China, in Southeast Asia, Netaji also had to suffer a loss and had to declare defeat in the hands of the British. Hence, to declare this, he went to Saigon. Saigon is now known as Ho Chi Minh City. So from Saigon, he took a flight to Dalian. From Dalian, Manchuria, he went to Russia, Omsk, where he asked the ambassador of India, or rather the ambassador of the Free Indian government, to continue the fighting from the Soviet Union. As in, he knew that the Soviet Union would create a war against the United States, and this would lead in India supporting Russia. Because if India continued being the slave of Britishers, the Britishers would support America and Cold War stuff. So yeah, we are going off topic. Anyways, Nehru knew that Bose and Bose would seek help of the Soviet Union. Hence, he wrote a letter personally to Stalin stating that Bose was a war criminal and had him arrested. Well, while all of this was happening outside India, in India, the three generals of the Indian National Army were captured and court-martialed, which meant that they were brought under a trial court and they were made to suffer humiliating and painful punishments, which I cannot describe. This trial is also known as the Red Fort trial and is considered to be one of the most humiliating things in the Indian struggle, which the British did, other than the Jallianwala Bagh. The trials continued on from 1945 to 1946. In 1946, the Royal Indian Navy, garrisoned in Bombay, especially on the HMIS Talwar, revolted against the British. It was for the first time since 1857 that any Indian soldier had openly mutinied against the British. Soon, this mutiny spread all across India. It went from Karachi in the west to Calcutta in the east. This was so profound that the mutiny even went to other wings of the defense force, such as the Royal Air Force of India and also the Royal Army of India. This led to the British in an utter shock, and also along with the fact that the British was economically and militarily exhausted due to the Second World War, led to the British leaving India in just a matter of months in 1947. Hence, on the on the day of Bose's birthday, which is today, I would like to ask you guys one question, that is, who made India free? Gandhi and his idea of ahimsa and satyagraha, or Bose and his INA? Let us ponder on this question. Let us rethink this question. And by uttering these final words, I'd like to take your leave. Jai Hind.